So the Mavericks and the Timberwolves faced off last night, and the final score ended up being 110 to 108 in favor of the Mavericks. And overall, I would say it was a very, very fun game to watch. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Drop Step. Today, I want to talk about this scheme off, I guess you could say. It was a matchup of really good fundamentals from both teams. The Wolves were coming into this game very, very hot. They were technically, and I believe still are, the best team in the league since the All-Star break. They were playing really good defense. They had the highest scoring offense as well since the All-Star break. And overall, the Wolves were coming in riding very high after a slow start to the season. Before the game, they were in the 6th seed. We're at the point where these games are going to matter so much, especially for the teams that are sitting right next to each other in the standings. And this game was nothing different. The Mavs walked out of here with a much needed victory. So they stay in that 5th seed because they're a couple games behind the Jazz, who are still above them. The Timberwolves dropped to number 7. So now they're in the play-in while the Nuggets are in the 6th spot. A lot of shaking up there in the playoffs, but that's not really what I want to talk about today. There were a lot of good plays that you had to pay close attention to in order to appreciate. And I want to highlight a couple of those plays that kind of told this bigger story of the game. And I think that should start with how the Timberwolves were defending Luka Doncic, because notably at the end of the first quarter, Luka was held to 0 points. And this was not a situation where he got 0 shot attempts. No. 0 points. He had 4 assists, and he also had 4 turnovers. So to kick off our breakdowns, I want to talk about this first play here. And it's going to be a simple pick and roll with Maxi Kleber. You see him already coming up from the corner. What the T-Wolves did so good this game was blitzing Luka off of the pick and roll. So Cat's already above the 3-point line before Maxi Kleber is able to make any sort of contact. And we're also looking at Taurean Prince, who, as he's pressuring Luka to come off this screen, is creating sort of a vacuum right here. And the angle that Cat took kind of helps them seal off Luka's drive. So Cat, instead of coming out and meeting Luka parallel to the 3-point line, he kind of angles his body. He gets his left leg out in front of Luka's, taking away that drive that he normally has all the way to the outside here. Because normally, if Cat were to square up with Luka right here, I believe this is Spencer Dinwiddie. He drops down low right here. Luka just gets a blow by and it's an assist or a free layup. Or Maxi Kleber is running and this is a free assist. So Cat does a great job at coming out here and making sure that he cuts off Luka's driving path, which then gets them a free steal, which then gets them a free point. So we can even take a look at this play later in the game in the 3rd quarter, where Cat kind of does the exact same thing. And instead, this time, he's coming out a lot higher. So you can already see there's the American Airlines logo. Cat's already taken that big step out right here. Dorian Finney-Smith is still here, so this place is jumbled up. This is a very timely and very effective blitz on this pick and roll. But as you can see, because of this big step that Cat already took, he's able to pressure Luka on the side out of bounds. And I mean, this is just 2 long athletes on Luka Doncic, a 7-footer, a 6'5" shooting guard. And this is just a recipe for disaster. So again, Luka has to look around the 7-footer. The Wolves are playing some terrific back help. And once Luka makes this spin to try and make that pass, Cat comes down and brings his arm down and gets that steal. So if we look at that one more time, this is just, again, tremendous defense by the Wolves. Cat coming out super duper early and aggressive and swiping that ball down as soon as Lucas turns his head. Another blown layup by Anthony Edwards. He had a couple this game, but regardless, that was a good overall play from the Timberwolves.
Take away Towns, forward to Edwards. Dinwiddie trying to get back. Edwards missed it.
I want to take a look at this last play of how well the Wolves were defending Luka Doncic all game. This is a lot later in the game. We're about 1.5 minutes left in the 4th quarter. It's a 1-point Mavs lead. The game clock is winding down. The shot clock is winding down. The ball is in Luka's hands at the top of the key. This is exactly what you're looking for in this exact situation. You want the ball in Luka's hands, ready to make a play, one-on-one coverage. Anthony Edwards decided to play some terrific defense, moving his feet very, very well, chasing Luka around the perimeter. As you can see here, he's matching his strides 1 for 1. Each step that Luka takes, look at their left feet and right feet respectively. Each step that they take, Anthony Edwards is right there matching it 1 for 1. He's able to stay low. You see his knees are bent. He's able to stay. He's crowding him. He gets contact. He gets contact as soon as Luka is ready to come out here back to the top of the key. Dorian Finney-Smith is in the way. So you can see he's struggling right now. This is some really, really good defense that Anthony Edwards is playing right now. He's making Luka have to work for it, and work for it. He tries to. It's a fadeaway step back three instead of just a typical step back, stand straight up 3-point shot that Luka normally gets. Anthony Edwards has put so much pressure on him that now Luka has to take some extra space, move further back. He overcorrects on this shot and hits back iron, and it's another good defensive play from the Timberwolves and Anthony Edwards specifically, who has grown a lot in terms of being a more engaged defender this season. And so because of the defense that the Timberwolves were playing on Luka Doncic individually, everyone else on the Mavericks kind of had to step up tonight. And step up actually might be an understatement in this game. Reggie Bullock had 18 points on 6 of 11 from the three. Dorian Finney-Smith had, I believe, 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. Spencer Dinwiddie added in 20 points off the bench, including 8 rebounds on 7 of 12 shooting. And Dwight Powell, I think, might be my supporting player of the game. He had 22 points on 8 of 8 from the field. He went 6 of 7 from the free throw line. He was Luka's lob threat. He was the auxiliary defender on the other end. He was banging down low in the rebounds. He finished with 8. He had a high motor, and he was absolutely integral in stopping Cat and Anthony Edwards to an extent from taking over this game. Like, he works so well in tandem with Luka Doncic because, as I mentioned, he is a very mobile big. He's still, I believe, 6'10". He's got a decent size to him. He's very athletic, and he does pretty much everything Luka needs as a supplementary big. Just wanted to talk about that for a second because I think Dwight Powell needs his flowers, at least for this game, and just season overall. He's been very, very important for the Mavs going forward. And, outside of the offensive side of the supporting cast, the defensive side of the supporting cast was playing tremendously as well. It's no surprise that the Mavs are very good as a team defensively. What they've been riding with so far is Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell being their 1-2 punch at the center position. It's weird because you don't ever think about Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell as your prototypical centers, and you never ever will, and they don't play like that. But for the Mavs, they've been able to acquire a good amount of versatile players at each position. You have Dorian Finney-Smith, who is a shooting guard / small forward / power forward. He's a utility player. And later in this game, he was even technically playing center. Him and Reggie Bullock were technically playing center together. They held the Timberwolves to 7 of 23 from the field in the fourth quarter, which is 30%. Shifting gears a little bit and still staying in the realm of the fourth quarter, I want to talk about Luka Doncic and something that we've all noticed beforehand, the fact that his playmaking can be so clutch. And in the last 2 minutes of this game, even if, like last night, he was having a bad shooting night, he still knows how to have an impact, and a winning impact at that. So the first play I want to take a look at is around the 119 mark, where Luka Doncic is calling for an audible. So he has Reggie Bullock come up from the corner and bring D'Lo up to him at the top of the key to run a pick and roll. And it's at this point where you kind of realize, if you take a closer look, what exactly is going on. So as you can see, Dorian Finney-Smith is the one that's coming down to the corner. This is a purposeful move. So Luka now has one-on-one coverage against Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards reaches, he makes a mistake. So now Luka is driving toward the paint. Naturally, every single Timberwolves help defender is going to cave down to the paint. Malik Beasley down on the block, Cat down on the other block, and Patrick Beverley on the other block. So because of that screen call earlier, Cat was now sitting in the corner and had to make a decision to help. And if he did choose to help, then it was going to be an easy kick out to Dorian Finney-Smith in the corner because Cat is a slower recovery man than any of the other guards that would have been in this situation to begin with. So he called for that audible. He got the pass out to Dorian Finney-Smith. Cat is predictably slow on the recovery, and it's an easy 3 for DFS. And then the Mavs go up by 4 with 1:14 left in the game. So it's a good look for them right now. Another play I want to take a look at is this one with under a minute left. It's a 2-point Mavs lead. Luka now has D'Lo on him in one-on-one coverage at the top of the key. Again, as ideal of situations as you would want late in this game, this is about as perfect as it gets. So Luka again has the ball at the top of the key, one-on-one coverage. He goes to the left. Patrick Beverley obviously has to come over and help for one of 2 reasons. One, D'Lo is a considerably weaker defender than anyone on the floor right now. And B, it's Luka Doncic. So no matter how bad he has been shooting all game, which at this point he was shooting god-awful, you still have to double him. So Patrick Beverley makes the right move, technically coming over to make this double team. Luka, again, a tremendous playmaker, able to get up and over the defense, over the outstretched arm of D'Lo, and get this pass all the way over to Spencer Dinwiddie, who then makes a quick touch pass over to Reggie Bullock in the corner, who is wide open once again because Cat is now responsible for being the recovery man. And Maxi Kleber, while I don't think it was talked about, had a very, very huge role to play here. Maxi Kleber does a terrific job of just keeping a body on Cat. As soon as this ball is passed over to Spencer Dinwiddie on the wing, Maxi Kleber already has body contact on Cat, and he is already sealing off Reggie Bullock's open corner three. So arguably, Maxi Kleber kind of had the most important job of this play, second to Reggie Bullock actually hitting this open three that was then constructed by Luka Doncic.